Hi friends, my name is Akil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial I will show you how to export data to new Excel file in SSIS every time you run the SSIS package. So recently I got a question from one of my subscriber Anna, and she asked like, is there a way to create a new Excel file every time I run a package project instead of rewriting it? So I thought to make a video on this one, so let's jump to the demo. So I have SQL Server 2019 instance, and in the test database I got a table, currency table here. So this table contains 2652 records, and the table contains 6 columns in it. Okay, and if I check the metadata of the table, so the first column ID, it is of type integer, and rest of the columns are of type varchar. Okay, but when we export the data to the Excel file, then the Excel file supports the n varchar instead of the varchar. Now there are two options here. Either we can typecast the data to the n varchar while selecting the data, so we can do an explicit type conversion in the SQL Server itself, or another thing what we can do is that we can use the data conversion transformation in SSIS, and we can do the transformation there as well. But for now what we will do, we will do a conversion on the SQL Server itself. So we will convert the first name from varchar 50 to the n varchar 50, and similarly we will convert the last name from varchar 50 to the n varchar 50. And because we want to make the destination file name as dynamic and unique, so what we will do, we will append the current date time to the file name. So for example, if you want to create a file with the name as currency, so what we can do, we can append the current date time like 2023 01 003, and the current hour and the current minutes and the second as well. Okay, so this way it will become a unique file name, and whenever we will execute the SSIS package, every time it will create a new file and the package should not fail. Okay, so that's how we can make the file as dynamic and unique. Okay, so we will export the data and we'll make a file at the d files location. Okay, so we can make an SSIS variable as folder path. So in case if you want to export the data to another location, then you can just change the folder path and the data should be exported to the new location. Okay, so now instead of selecting the data like using this query select star from currency, we can explicitly typecast these columns. And in case if in your source table, if the data type is n varchar, then you don't need to typecast it. You can just select the data using this query like select star from currency. Otherwise what you can do, you can right click on table, script table as select to new query window editor. So here what we need to do, we need to typecast these columns like first name, last name. ID is of type integer, so that should be fine. We just need to typecast the varchar or char or the text columns. Okay, so because these columns are the varchar, so we can typecast them. So either we can use the cast function or we can use the convert function as well. So I will use the cast function here. Cast first name as n varchar 50 as, and then the column name. Okay, so we have typecasted the first name. Similarly we need to typecast the last name, email, currency, gender. Okay, so that's how it will be typecasted. So I already written a query here, typecast first name, last name, email, currency and the gender. Okay, so what I can do, I can copy this query from here, right click copy, and now I can open the SSIS package. So this is my blank SSIS package that I will be using today, and because we want to export the data, so we will be using a data flow task here. So I can just drag and drop the data flow task into the control flow window, and now I can configure the data flow task. Because our source is a SQL Server table, so we can use the OLEDB source here. So I can just drag and drop the OLEDB source into the data flow task. Now I can right click and configure the OLEDB source. I can click new to create a new OLEDB connection manager. We already have a connection manager to the test database onto the SQL Server 2019 instance, so I will select this connection manager, and from data access mode I will select SQL command, and then I can paste the query that I selected from the SQL Server Management Studio. I can click on the columns to see the list of available columns, and then I can click on OK. Now because we want to export the data to the Excel file, so we can just drag and drop the Excel destination into the data flow task, and then we can connect the OLEDB source with the Excel destination. We can right click on the Excel destination, click edit. What I can do, I can actually go to this location, d files location, and I can create an empty file here, and I can call the file as currency.xlsx. okay, and now I can go back to the SSIS package and I can click new to create a new Excel connection manager, and from the Excel version I will select the Microsoft Excel 2007 to 2010. You can select the appropriate version according to the Excel installation on your machine, Now I can browse the file. So I can select this file currency.xlsx and I can click on open. I can click on OK. Now I can click new to create a new Excel sheet. So I can click on OK and this will generate the Excel create table statement. Okay. So this is the create Excel sheet statement for creating a new sheet. Okay. And what I can do, I can call this particular Excel sheet as currency, and I can copy this particular statement from here and I can paste the statement here because we will be using this statement later in the SSIS package. Now I can go back to the SSIS package. I can click on OK. I can click on OK, and from the name of the Excel sheet I will select the sheet name without the dollar. So I created the currency Excel sheet, so I will select the currency sheet without the dollar. And now I can click on the mappings. I can make sure that all input columns have been mapped with the destination columns, and I can click on OK. So now if I will execute the SSIS package, then it will select the data from the SQL Server table and it can export the data to the Excel file. Now if I click on the start button and if I try to run the SSIS package, then let's see. Okay, so the data has been exported from the SQL Server table to the Excel file. Okay, and I can stop the execution of the SSIS package, and if I go to the D files location, so I can see a file here currency.xlsx, and if I open this particular file, then this should contain the data in the currency sheet. So I can see the two sheets here, sheet 1 and the currency. Sheet 1 is the default sheet, so you can actually delete this sheet because this is one time task, and now the data has been exported to the currency sheet. Okay, and all data 2653 records have been exported, and the first record is the header information, so 2652 records should be exported. So this is fine. Now I can just save the changes to the Excel sheet, and I can go back to the SSIS package. And now for example, if I rerun the SSIS package, then it will export the data to the same file again. Okay, so we need to make the Excel file path dynamic. So if you right click on the Excel connection manager and if you go to the properties, so you can see a property here, Excel file path. So right now this is pointing to the D files currency.xlsx. Okay, so the Excel file name currency.xlsx, this is hard coded as of now. So we need to make this particular Excel file name dynamic so that every time when the SSIS package will run, it will export the data to the new file. Okay, so what I can do, I can go to the variables pane and I can just create two variables here. The first variable I will create is the folder path. Okay, and the data type of the variable will be string, and I can provide a value as D files. Okay, so that every time it will export the data to the D files location. So if you want to export the data to another location, then you can just change the folder path here. Okay, now I can create another SSIS variable and I can call it as file name. Okay, and the data type will be string, and the value will be like something currency underscore 2023 0103 and HHMMSS. Okay, something like this dot xlsx. Okay, the value will be something like this. And then what I can do, I can create another variable and I will call it as full file path. Okay, and the data type will be string here, and now I can concatenate the value from the file path with the file name. Okay, so how I can do this, I can just drag and drop the folder path here, plus sign backward slash 2 times plus sign and then the file name. Okay, so if I click on evaluate expression, so now this is the full file path, so I can click on OK. Now what I need to do, I need to get the value into the file name dynamically. Okay, so how I can do that, I can just close this one and I can just drag and drop the execute SQL task here, and I can get the file name dynamically. Okay, so I can write something like this. Now I can right click and click on edit. I can make a connection to the SQL server, and in the SQL statement I can write a select query here. Okay, so I have already written a select query here. So for example, if I execute this query, then this will return with the current date time. Okay, and what I can do, I can just append the file name here as well. So I can write like currency and plus, and then I can just execute this one currency underscore. Okay, so I can append the underscore as well. So now this will be the file name currency underscore this value. So I can just simply copy this value from here and I can paste this value here, click OK, From the result set, I will select the single row, and then I can go to the result set. I will set the result set name to 0, and I can assign this value to the file name SSIS variable. So that's fine. So I can click on OK, and now I can connect the execute SQL task with the data flow task. Okay, so this is fine. So now what I need to do, I need to make the Excel connection manager dynamic. So right now the Excel connection manager is hard coded, and it is pointing to the D files currency.xlsx. So I need to make this connection manager as dynamic. So how I can do that? I can right click on the connection manager, go to the properties, and then I can click on expressions, click on these three dots. From the property, I will select the Excel file path, and then I need to assign the value to the Excel file path from the full file path SSIS variable. If I click on evaluate expressions, so this will return me the full file path of the Excel file. So I can click on OK, OK. So this is failing because it is doing an authentication of the Excel file path, and the Excel file path, like this file path right now, does not exist on the folder path. Okay, so what we can do, we can right click on the control flow, go to the properties, and we can set the delay validation to true. So what this will do, this won't authenticate the file before starting the execution of the package. Okay, so I can just save the changes, and now what I need to do, that I can just delete this particular connection, and I can just drag and drop the execute SQL task here. So we will actually create the Excel file before loading the data to the Excel sheet. So I can connect the first execute SQL task with another one, and I will call this particular execute SQL task as create Excel sheet. Okay, and I can right click and configure this one. From the connection type, I will select the Excel connection, and from the connection I will select the Excel connection manager. Under SQL statement, I can actually copy this particular create Excel file statement from here, and I can paste it here. So this will create the currency Excel sheet. Now I can click on OK, and I can click on OK. Now I can connect the create Excel sheet execute SQL task with the data flow task, and now our SSIS package is ready to be executed. If I go to the D files location, so at the moment I only have one file, currency.xlsx. Okay, so I can click on start button, and this should export the data from the SQL Server table to the Excel file. So the process ran fine. In the first task, we got the file name dynamically, and then we created the Excel sheet name into the new Excel file, and then we exported the data. Okay, so if I go to the D files location, and if I refresh the files, so I can see a file here with the current date time, and I can open this particular file to see what it contains. So it contains the currency sheet, and the data from the currency SQL Server table has been exported. 2652 records have been exported, and if I go to the end of the file, so yeah, 2652 records have been exported. Yeah, so this worked great. And for example, if I rerun the SSIS package, then a new Excel file should be created again. So none of the data should be overwritten. Okay, so I can just stop the execution of the package, and I can rerun the SSIS package, and it should export the data second time as well without any issue. Yeah, so the package ran fine. And if I go to the D files location, and if I refresh the file, so I can see a new file. The first file got created at 625, and the second file got created at the 626. Okay, yeah, so this is working fine. And if I open the second sheet as well, then it should also contain the same data. Yeah, so it contains the data, it contains the same 2652 records. Yeah, so this is working perfectly fine, and I will share all the code with you, whatever code I used, like maybe this particular code, and like the code to create the Excel file. And I can also share the create table statement for currency table, and the insert queries for inserting the 2652 records to the currency table, so that you can use the same code and can just try on your system, and once it works, then you can try exporting some other data as well. So I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video, then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon, and click on all, so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much.